Here's what you missed on Katie Does Travel. I went from El Valle de Anton to
Santa Catalina.
And it was okay. It was really hot and humid, and honestly, I was kind of miserable the entire time. But I went to a really, really weird party, and I stayed at a hostel with a very cute cat that I just loved on for a few days. But honestly, I didn't really do anything here in Santa Catalina. I pretty much just worked for 3 days, got a lot of work done, and that's what you missed on. So hello and welcome back to Katie Does Travel. After my few days in Santa Catalina, I headed out to Boquete. So Boquete is a bit higher elevation, which means that the weather is definitely a lot cooler. And let me tell you, after a few days in Santa Catalina, Boquete was perfect. It's just exactly what I needed. I needed cooler temperatures and a lot of hiking. So on my first day, I actually met a girl at the hostel and we went on the Lost Waterfalls hike. My Garmin clocked it in at about 3.2425 miles, so it wasn't too far, but it definitely was a bit challenging. It was pretty slippery, definitely would not try this during the wet season, but there were ropes that you could hold onto and kind of go throughout the jungle. There are a series of 3 various waterfalls you can see, and it is a really fun hike. It is definitely very popular, but definitely one you should do when you're in Boquete. It is a little bit outside of the main city center, so you'll have to take a colectivo there, but it's about $10, and I definitely recommend heading out there and checking it out.
Hello, so I know the lighting is a little weird, but anyway, I am back from my hike. I had a lovely time with Sarah from Belgium. We did the Lost Waterfalls hike and it was really, really good. It was shorter, but it was definitely a lot of mud and a lot of inclines, so I definitely recommend it if you're in Boquete to check it out. After a very, very nice shower, I just walked down to one of the many tour providers here to try to book some tours for this coming week. I was able to book the coffee tour I wanted to. I'm going to do that tomorrow at 1:30. I want to do whitewater rafting here, but because they're the cheapest. This company's called Full Adventures Boquete, something. If that's wrong, I'll put it below. But they had the cheapest whitewater rafting at $65, but the only time they had was tomorrow, and I just didn't want to do it tomorrow because I really just want to enjoy my morning in this private room because I go back to the dorms tomorrow. But if they get anything over the next few days, they'll let me know. Otherwise, I think I'll just do it in Costa Rica. And then I also tried to book a guided hike for this one specific trail. I'll put it right here. But they went this morning. And I just didn't have time to book them yesterday because I got in so late. So we'll see again if they go. If not, I'm not heartbroken if I don't get to do that hike. But I really did want to do it if I could. But I'm not doing it alone because it's definitely a hike you can get lost with if you don't have a guide. So anyway, I'm here in my little cylinder room. It's very small and people are staring at me, but I'm just doing some work, and then I'm gonna go down to the grocery stores because I need to go grab more bug spray and probably just more sunscreen at this point because I'm gonna run out. But anyway, that's what I'm up to, and I will probably check in tomorrow with the coffee tour. And yeah, so that is it.
Good morning. I apologize if you can hear people talking. There are 3 construction workers right outside my room and they keep jiggling my door handle, which is very unnerving to me. But it is Friday and today I check out of this little cylinder and go to a dorm, so hopefully I won't have strange men talking outside of my room and jiggling my door handle. Otherwise it's been great. The Selina here is great, but this was definitely a bit unnerving, if I'm being honest, as a woman. And honestly, I just think it's anyone. If someone's jiggling at your door handle, it's a bit much. But anyway, Today I check out of here very shortly, and then I just have to drop my bag at reception, I'm assuming, and then I move to a dorm, but I can't check in there until 3, so I am just going to work a bit here, see if I can find a space that's not the co-working space, because you pay $10 a day to use the co-working space, and I don't want to pay that, so I will find a place. And then I have a coffee tour at 1:30. I booked it with Full Adventures Boquete, and it was $30, so I had to be up at the office, which is like 10-minute walk. Had to be up there by 1:30, so it should be good, hopefully. Not a coffee drinker, but I think it's kind of a cool thing to do. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then pretty much the rest of the day I'm just chilling, and have to decide what to do tomorrow. I have a vlog I need to upload as well, so I'll probably work on that a bit, and I have some work I gotta do. So anyway, that is my day. I'll bring you along, and yeah, again, sorry for the people you might hear talking behind me. In Boquete, there are various tour providers out there. I actually did a few different tours with Full Adventures Boquete. Highly recommend them. For the first tour I actually did the coffee tour with them, which was $30 for a 3-hour tour, which was actually really, really good. And I feel like a lot of people think of Colombia or Costa Rica when they think of coffee, but actually Panama produces a ton of coffee. And so it was really interesting to actually go through this tour and learn how coffee is harvested and how it basically goes from plant to bean to your cup. Now, I'll admit I'm not a coffee drinker myself, but I still found the tour very interesting and very informative. I came away learning a lot. Like, I didn't know that there were so many different blends of coffee, and really no 2 cups of coffee taste exactly the same, just because every bean has a little bit of a different flavor. So it was a very interesting tour, and personally I'm glad I did it in Panama versus when I went to Costa Rica, because it was a bit cheaper. And again, I'm not a coffee person, so maybe the coffee's better in Costa Rica, I'm not sure, but from what I tasted, I thought it actually was pretty good. But again, as someone who's not a coffee drinker, but I think you kind of learn the same things no matter where you do your tour, and I just found it to be a little bit cheaper here in Boquete, so highly recommend it. But yeah, just seeing kind of the entire process was really, really cool. Hope you're doing well. I realized I never really said what I did today, but this morning I went on a hike at Sendero el Pianista. It was a very muddy and honestly kind of miserable hike, but it was a guided hike, and yeah, I mean it was good. I enjoyed myself. I'll put some clips right after this clip here of me talking. And I'll explain it a little bit more, but now I'm just back at the hostel, and I am just doing some work, and I might meet up with a friend later, and we might make dinner, and we'll see. There's a brewery I want to check out, but I know she doesn't drink, so if she's not comfortable going, I don't want to, like, obviously ask her or force her to go, but if she's down for me going and having one and, you know, checking it out, then we'll go. Otherwise I'll just go tomorrow, not a big deal. But anyway, I'm gonna get some work done. I just wanted to pop on and say hello. I did a hike this morning, roll the footage, and I will catch you all later. So like I mentioned, I went on a hike. This was a guided hike, also with the same tour provider as the previous day, and this was the Sendero el Pianista. Now, I really wanted to do this hike, but I definitely wanted to do it with a guide, just because you can definitely get lost on this hike if you don't have someone who's very knowledgeable of the trails. So if you do want to do this one, I highly recommend doing it as a guided hike. So another reason why I say you really need to do this hike as part of a guided hike is because this trail actually does have a bit of a sad history. So back in 2014, 2 Dutch female backpackers actually lost their lives on this trail. It's unsure if they met foul play or if they got lost and succumbed to the elements, but either way, it is definitely a trail with a pretty sad history. So again, if you're going to do this, I do recommend Full Adventures Boquete. They were really great to make sure that we were safe on the hike, that we were able to complete the hike. It is also pretty difficult, especially it is muddy. So I do recommend doing it with them if you want to do this hike. I really wouldn't do it alone, but I believe the hike was about $45, so it wasn't too bad. And again, unfortunately, the day we went, the view from the top was kind of not so great because of some rain that came through. You're also kind of in like the cloud forest, but definitely still do recommend it. There is also a memorial to the 2 girls at the top, so take some time to reflect on that.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? So today it is Monday, so I haven't been vlogging as much. There's been reasons, and they're not all related to me. But today I am doing the pipeline trail here in Boquete. It's my last hike. Sorry, I don't know why I'm out of breath. It will be my last hike here in Boquete. But I think 3 hikes is pretty good, and hopefully, I think this one's the easiest. So it was $5 to get in, and you just paid a local family, and now we're on the trail, and we're gonna have a good day. My phone is recharged. I took the colectivo, I got that navigated, so we're doing well, and I'm excited to just hike by myself. So anyway, enough of me blabbering. Let's get into today's hike.
All right, I apologize for my voice. I have to get this video out and I'm losing my voice. So anyway, bear with me. But the pipeline trail was probably my favorite hike in my time in Boquete. There's plenty of hikes to do and hikes that I didn't even have a chance to do. But I would say if you're going to do one hike in Boquete, make it the pipeline trail. It is pretty easy. So anyone with a decent or even like a small amount of fitness can do this hike because it is relatively flat, and there are various streams that you can walk along, but the trail hugs along pipes, so hence the name Pipeline Trail. And those pipes help to supply water to the nearby communities, so it is a really cool trail. And while it is on private property and you do have to pay $5, it is very much worth the time and the money because it is just such a good hike. I really enjoyed my morning here. I think it was, I don't know if I said, but I think it was about 4 miles out and back, so not too far. Pretty good use of time. You can see me walking across the pipes here, but yeah, I mean, I have nothing really to complain about. And at the end of the down, like I said, you'll come back, but on the end, you will see a beautiful waterfall to be rewarded for your efforts. Take a video over there, but a lot of people came. But I made it to the waterfall in about 58 minutes, just under 2 miles. Very pretty and definitely worth the hike. It's not too difficult of a hike. There's a bit of rocks here just to get to the waterfall, but otherwise it's not really a difficult hike in my opinion. But anyway, now I'm gonna head back and go back into Boquete and honestly just work the rest of the day. But great hike, and I'm really glad that I did make the effort to come out here and do it. So Boquete was actually also the first Selina property that I ever stayed at. So I've heard about Selina for many years, and the one in Boquete had pretty good reviews. So I stayed there for a total of 6 nights, I do believe. The first 2 nights I did in a private cylinder, which you saw earlier in the video, or at least I did some vlogs in there. But here I'm just kind of doing like a brief walkthrough of the property. So I will say it's not the most social hostel, but it is a great area if you just, or a great property if you just want to relax. There's plenty of areas to do that. Or if you want to work, there is a dedicated co-working space, but you do have to pay for that. But honestly, I found it easy enough just to sit outside with my laptop. There was good Wi-Fi. And yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to complain about. The beds are super comfortable in the communal rooms. I stayed in a 4-bed dorm when I moved to the dorms, and they all had curtains. The beds were super comfortable. The room was a little warm, but there was a fan that they did provide. So anyway, I do definitely recommend staying in the Selina in Boquete if you want to get some work done. Like you can see the next day, I pretty much had a work day. But yeah, if you want to get some work done and you just really want a comfortable night's sleep, definitely go to the Selina. So the next day, I definitely did a solid amount of work, and then I just walked around town with a friend that I made in the hostel. And then we went over to the Boquete Brewing Company where I did try a beer there, which was really fun. I kind of like to try various beers when I travel. It's just kind of a way to understand the local area, I guess, a little bit better in my own way. Good morning. It is 7:45. It's a little windy, so hopefully you can hear me, but it is Tuesday. It is my last full day here in Boquete. I am headed on a rafting trip today. Not sure how much video I'm going to get because I don't think I'm going to bring my GoPro on the actual paddling on the river, but yeah, I'm excited. It's the first time I've ever done whitewater rafting, and I'm very, very nervous. Not nervous. I'm more excited. Well, something just fell off on the lights, but I'm just like anxious, but like happy anxious. So anyway, I am just waiting for my thyroid medicine to kick in, and then I'm gonna go have breakfast real quick and then walk up to the adventure place. But anyway, that is how I'm spending my last day here, and I'll take you along, and hopefully it should be a really, really fun day and something out of my comfort zone for sure. I, on every trip, try to do one thing that kind of scares me or brings me out of my comfort zone, and whitewater rafting was definitely that thing. So I've been wanting to go whitewater rafting for many years. My mom actually has also wanted me to go whitewater rafting because she did in her 20s. So again, I went with Full Adventures Boquete, and they did a great job at making sure we were safe and having fun. But I will admit, they did start us on some pretty difficult rapids. Actually, the first 2 rapids were the most difficult of the entire run, and as you'll see, I got a little bit wet. So I actually fell in twice, which was not fun. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely had a bit of a panic attack. But after I had calmed down quite a bit and just, had some time to just breathe, I really did have fun. It was a great day out on the river, and this definitely was very much outside of my comfort zone for sure. But I had a really fun time. I think I would go whitewater rafting again. Maybe on slightly more difficult rapids, but we will see. I'm not going to be doing it anytime soon, but I did feel very safe with the team at Full Adventures Boquete, and the price point actually wasn't too bad. I want to say it was like $65. I think 65 or 75, but they gave me $10 off because I booked other tours with them. But the rafting was along the river that actually borders the Costa Rica and Panama border, so that was pretty cool actually to be so close to Costa Rica. Even though I knew I was going to be heading there soon, it was really cool just to be so close. But Anyway, we went down the entire river and we celebrated at the end, and it was really fun. So yeah, that was pretty much it. That was my time in Boquete, and you saw a little bit of Santa Catalina. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. It really does help me out and gets this video out to more people. You can also follow my travels in real time on my social media channels there on the screen. And as always, I'll catch you next time, and remember to wander far and wander often. Already tripped.